If you like my videos and you want such more videos, then do like, share and consider subscribing. For the notification, do not forget to tap the notification icon. Thank you. Good morning students. Welcome to today's class. Let's head towards the next topic which we were discussing in the chapter coal and petroleum. If you remember, the last topic which we discussed was about the different types of coal, and we have seen that the coal which is peat is the one which transformed into different types of coal as the time passes. So there are basically four different types of coals. So there are basically four different type of coal. The first one is peat, second one is lignite, third one is bituminous, and the last but not the least is anthracite. Now what happens? The vegetation which is trapped between the different layers of the soil forms into peat. This is the type of coal which contains more amount of moisture but less amount of carbon into it. Around 50 to 60% of carbon is found in the case of peat, and it is not considered as a very good coal because of the less percentage of carbon into it, and it is found on almost on the uppermost layer of the soil. Means if we are mining coal, the coal which is found on the top layer will be the peat. As peat get compressed with more high pressure and temperature, it converts back into lignite. Lignite contain around 75 to 80% of carbon into it, and then it converts into bituminous, which contains 80 to 85% of carbon, and the last is anthracite, which contains around 95% of carbon into it. Now as the time passes, as I have already told you, that moisture decreases. Moisture amount in the peat is most, and it is around very soft coal. But as the time passes and with high pressure and temperature, the moisture decreases. So here you will get very less moisture. The moisture is very much here, more moisture. The moisture decreases and it contains very less moisture. You will get a hard coal here, whereas the process continues. So this is the different types of the coal, and they have different uses. It is not like that only this coal is used and the rest is not used. Different types of the coals find different uses. So peat, which is considered to be inferior coal, is not used in industrial process as much. It is used further in domestic purpose. Lignite is used in the power plants, whereas bituminous and anthracite find their uses in industrial process because of the high content of carbon. Now the coal is not used in only this form, means the form which is being taken out from the earth or mined from the mines. It is not only used in that. The coal undergoes a process of destructive distillation, and there are many products which is formed from that, and it is used in several other purposes. So let's understand the destructive distillation of coal. So let's understand the destructive distillation. Destructive distillation of coal. Now what is destructive distillation? Let's first understand this process. As you can easily understand from this term, destructive means if something is breaking down into simpler substances, means destructing, broken down into simpler substances. So here we are going to write breakdown. And what about distillation? Distillation is a process where heating and cooling is done. You will study more about distillation as you move further. as we are going to study a different type of distillation as we move further into the chapter, as fractional distillation of petroleum. So that is a different type of distillation. As we move further into your ninth class, again you are going to study about the how we can separate substances from the mixture by the process called distillation. So basically distillation is a process where heating and cooling is done. So what is happening in this case? Now into your books you won't find any diagram related to this process, but actually what is happening in this process, that a very hard boiling tube is taken in which coal is taken. Now this coal is actually very small pieces of coal and it is heated under the flame. It is heated under the flame. So what is done here, that the coal is being heated and whatever is formed during this process is collected into a test tube. Now you will think what I have made over here. It is actually both of the test tubes are closed by a cork so that anything extra is not moved out of it, and a tube is inserted into it. So when the coal is heated into this test tube, now here is what is collected is a black color substance is collected over here, which is called as coal tar. It is of very unpleasant smell, and there is a transparent kind of thing collected over here which is called ammoniacal liquor. This ammoniacal liquor is actually mostly made up of ammonia, that's why it is called ammoniacal liquor. And in this case also there is a gas which is liberated. So that gas is being collected again out, that is coal gas. We'll discuss about all of these things in a detailed manner, and whatever is left over here means after the destructive distillation, when the coal is already broken down into simpler substances after destructive distillation of the process, what is left over here is the coke. So let's discuss the products one by one. The first product is coke. Coke is formed by the destructive distillation of bituminous coal, and this process is called as coking process. It is mainly made up of carbon, and basically you will find that it is black, very dark black in color, and it is used in the extraction of metals and production of steel. So the next product is coal tar. I think you may have heard this term coal tar or tar coal, which is used for making the roads. The black color material which is used to make the roads surface even is actually the coal tar. So what is this coal tar? Coal tar, which is produced during the destructive distillation of coal, is a black color liquid. You may have seen where it is collected during the destructive distillation, and it is made up of 200 products. It is having a very unpleasant smell, means you cannot endure that smell. It is so bad. So what is the use of this? This coal tar has multiple uses. It is used in making many things. For example, it is used in roofing, as a roofing material, for roads, I think there is no one who may have not seen the naphthalene balls. Do you remember that white colored balls which are used in homes to keep your woolen clothes and silk clothes protected? Those naphthalene balls are made from coal tar. In fact, it is used in shampoos to keep the dandruff away. Dandruff treatment. Apart from these, many number type of explosives, chemicals, dyes are made from the coal tar. So plastics, explosives, dyes are made from coal tar. So you can see so many uses of coal tar is there. So this black color liquid is used to make numerous things, and there are more uses, but we have just pointed out the important. So this is the second product of the destructive distillation of coal. Let's move to the third product, that is ammoniacal liquor. Ammoniacal liquor is a transparent liquid which is collected over the coal tar, and it is mainly composed of ammonia. So what its uses? Let's write that on the blackboard also. So the third product is ammoniacal liquor. Now by the term itself you can understand that it is made up of ammonia, and it is in a liquid form because liquor is written. So this is a byproduct of the destructive distillation of coal, and it is mainly made up of ammonia and sulfur. So what is the use of ammoniacal liquor which is collected over the coal tar? The use of it is that it is used in the manufacture of fertilizers. So the last byproduct of the destructive distillation is the coal gas. Coal gas is composed of methane, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, and volatile hydrocarbons. Now you must be knowing about methane. Methane is that gas which is found in excess in swampy areas or marshy areas. What is marshy and swampy areas? जो दलदली इलाका होता है, जहां बहुत दलदल होता है. In that places methane is very much found. Carbon monoxide is a gas which is found when there is a inefficient supply of oxygen. Means if there is less supply of oxygen, then carbon only reacts with one oxygen, forming carbon monoxide. Now this gas is completely different from carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is only greenhouse gas which does not do any toxic effect, whereas carbon monoxide is very toxic. Hydrogen gas, you know that. Volatile hydrocarbons, what it means? Volatile means which can evaporate very easily, and hydrocarbons are those compounds which is made up of hydrogen and carbon. So all those compounds which is made up of hydrogen and carbon are called hydrocarbons. For example, methane is also a hydrocarbon because it is, the formula is CH4, so it is made up of carbon and hydrogen, therefore it is called as hydrocarbon. So what is the use of coal gas? Coal gas, which is as a byproduct of destructive distillation of coal, is used in the lighting process. It was used way back during 19th century in London and New York. It was used as a street lighting. In London and New York in 1810 and 1820, it was used as street lighting. Furthermore, it is not used as lighting process nowadays, but yes, for cooking, heating and other process, the coal gas is used. So now we have seen all the four products of the destructive distillation. The coke being the very much important, as coke is used also for making the water gas, And coke is used for making artificial graphite. It is also used for making water gas. And do not forget that coke is better than coal because it does not produces any smoke. So all these byproducts of coal has more uses as compared to coal. So now let's move to the next part of the chapter, that is about petroleum. Before I start with this topic, I would like you to answer a question that which fuel is used in your vehicles? Like coal is used in warming the houses or cooking the process or many other industrial process. Then what about the vehicles? What is used in that? Definitely a liquid fuel. So petroleum is the liquid fuel. This petroleum is actually made up of two terms. Petra, which is called rock, and lium, which is called oil. So it is a oil which we get from the rock. Now what actually is here rock referred to? It doesn't mean the rocks are the forming the oil, but it is saying that the oil which is trapped between the rocks. So what it means by the rock oil? Is the rock is producing the oil? Definitely not. It means the oil which is trapped between the rocks. How does the oil is getting in between the rocks? Let's understand the process. Now this petroleum is actually a very inflammable and very high calorific value of the fuel. So inflammable, black color, black liquid fuel is petroleum. It is made up of many volatile hydrocarbons. Now, how does this oil is produced? Is the process similar to the process of coal? Yes. Since both of them are fossil fuels, do you remember that I have told you that these two are fossil fuels? Yes. Since both of them are fossil fuels, therefore the formation is similar. The only difference is that where the coal was made from the dead vegetation, means the plants, the petroleum is formed by both plants and animals. But this time it is forming inside the ocean. So how is this process going on? So you have understood what is petroleum. Let's first understand about the formation of petroleum before we commence back to the topic about the petroleum. So my next topic is the formation of petroleum. So let's understand the formation of petroleum. Like I have drawn some pictures to make you understand the formation of coal. Let me draw that again. Now in this case I am drawing a diagram of ocean. There is an ocean bed and there are several plants which are near the ocean bed. The zooplanktons, small animals. All these animals are dying during the process of time and they are getting sedimented below. As we know that in the ocean, the process of soil deposition keeps on growing. So these dead remains are covered with the layer of the soil. As more plants and animals are dying, they are again get covered in the layer of the mud and the soil. As the time passes, they are buried deep down into the ocean, increasing the pressure and temperature. So with the help of high pressure and high temperature and almost without the presence of oxygen, these dead remains of plants and animals buried deep down into the earth get transformed into a liquid, a black viscous liquid. Viscous means very dense, जो बहुत गाढ़ा होता है. Black, dark, dense viscous liquid, and this liquid is the petroleum. So this liquid which gets formed due to the high pressure and temperature, I am writing that thing, that is the key point. I am repeating again, high pressure and temperature. They play a very important role in the formation of the fossil fuels. So the fossils of plants and animals which got buried down into the earth with high pressure and temperature get converted into the liquid fuel. This liquid fuels get accumulated between the rocks. Wherever there are rocks, they get accumulated over there, and then they are drilled out from those places so that we can use it. So the process is almost same as in the case of coal, how the coal has formed, but the only difference is that this process is happening in the ocean, and both plants and animals are included into that, and therefore the structure or the nature of the fuel is different. Coal was solid, here it is crude black color liquid which is very viscous. Now how it is taken out from the earth, how we are going to get this petroleum. Now here you can see when the petroleum is trapped between the rocks of the ocean, then it is drilled out from these places through oil drills. These are called as oil drills. Now this oil which we are getting from the ocean cannot be used in the same form. Means it is crude, it is made up of many products, so it cannot be used in the similar form since this is the crude oil. And it is containing a mixture of many products. So what is needed here? Once it is drilled out from the ocean, what is needed here? Then they are sent for the process of refining. Before we can use it, it is sent for the process of refining. What is refining doing? As it is a mixture of many products, these products have to be separated so that we can use them individually. We cannot simply use the petroleum in the similar manner what we are getting from the earth, because it is crude, it is very viscous, it is of no use. So it has to be refined. This refining process is called fractional distillation of petroleum. Means here the process which is used is fractional distillation. We are going to discuss about that later in this class, that what is fractional distillation. But before that, let's understand this, that through the oil drills, this is taken out and then it is going through the fractional distillation of the petroleum. Now where in India this petroleum is found? Mainly, so in Bombay High, Gujarat, Assam are the places where the petroleum is found in India. Let's understand how the refining process is done in our next topic, that is fractional distillation of petroleum. Before I move towards the next topic of fractional distillation of petroleum, let me make one more point here, that petroleum and natural gas, they are both formed together. Means I am going to draw a diagram to make you understand that how we are drilling out the oil from their reservoir. Now So let me make you understand that how natural gas and petroleum are formed together. This is the reservoir rock, and here the coal and here the petroleum and natural gas are trapped together. This is water, this layer is oil, and this layer is of gas. Since crude oil is very heavy, it is below down the gas, and here are the drills to take out the gas separately and the oil separately. This is impervious rock. So if you see the diagram, you will understand that how the formation of petroleum is happening. It will help you to understand the topic properly. And here you can see how it is drilled out from the earth, where the natural gas is trapped above the petroleum and it is taken out separately through the separate drills. From these drills, as I've already mentioned, it goes through the process of refining. It is very important in the case of petroleum. It is not important in the case of natural gas. We will discuss about natural gas later in this class, but before that we'll move to the petroleum, about its fractional distillation.